Welcome back. This is Billy with Coach Dooley's List. And once again, if you're enjoying these coaching videos, please like and subscribe to the YouTube page and also follow along on all of our social media platforms. Today, I had the pleasure of being at Hillgrove High School with head girls basketball coach Susan Milam. And Coach, thank you for taking the time.
Thank you for having me.
Excellent. We'll jump right into it. Just tell everybody, about your coaching journey, where all have you been and how you ended up at Hillgrove.
Okay. Well, I am a product of Cobb County. I went to Campbell High School. And when I was in college, I came home and started working at summer camps for Coach Cheryl Fowler at McEachern. She coached me at Campbell and then moved to McEachern. And then I started coaching her middle school team. And then I got a job teaching at McEachern, and I was ninth grade coach first, and then I became the varsity assistant. And when she transferred over here, I came as her assistant. And then when she retired, I became the head coach here.
I love it. I love it. Going and, having that journey, you haven't moved around a lot, which, you don't always hear, especially in basketball sometimes. People kind of bebop around sometimes. So what is it in all your years of coaching that you want your program now to be known for?
Well, I want us to be known for doing things the right way. Playing the game the way it's supposed to be played, following the rules. But when we hit the court, we play hard, we play intense. We leave it all out there, and then, not just trying to win championships, but to enable these young athletes to go beyond high school and be successful, whether that means going to college and getting a degree or going to college and continuing to play. We want to put them in a position that they have doors and windows of opportunity waiting for them.
No, the game will end.
Yes.
For everybody at some point in time, unless you keep coaching, you can do it as long as you want.
For me at some point in time too.
No, you got to keep on. And but no, yes, it will at some point in time. But no, and I love that you talk about that. That's the thing you hear a lot of coaches talk about, but I think the younger coaches definitely need to hear that, because coaches don't always start that way. A lot of times it's win, win, win. What can we do? Who can we get in here? That kind of stuff. So, and over your years, of coaching, you always have stories of either on the court, off the court, all things. So you starting to grin. So, what's one or two or as many coaches' stories that you love to think about?
Well, when we were here in 2012, we were playing McEachern in the state finals that year. And this was actually the game before that. This was the state semifinals out at the Gwinnett Arena. We were playing North Gwinnett. And, lots of hubbub that day. We had the spirit walk through the school and, getting on the bus and all that. Well, it's not easy to get to Gwinnett from here. So we're on 85 and somebody says, "Milam, where's your pants?" And I said, "What are you talking about?" I had my sweater and my shirt on the hanger on the front seat, and I had left my slacks in my car. So I had my warm-up on, but I didn't have the bottom part of my game outfit. So I had to call a buddy who I knew was coming to the game and say, "Listen, you go to my house. If you look in my kitchen pantry on a hook, there's a spare key to the car. Go to my car, get my pants, and then bring them to me." And so she made it. And so I was able to be in appropriate game attire. But, you talk about your stomach dropping is when on the bus when it was actually Coach Avery's asking me and Coach Steed, and they were just laughing. And I'm like, well, I guess I can coach in this if I have to. And she got there. I probably had about 30 minutes.
Okay.
So it wasn't too bad. It wasn't like I was running out on the court or anything, just barely making it. But, cars go faster than buses.
It's better you than your star point guard, though.
Yes, definitely. But, you're always trying to make sure, even as an assistant, you want to make sure you're on point and you've got all your ducks in a row and you're doing what you're supposed to and you're not messing up in any way. And I was like, oh. So I forgot my pants.
Well, and this, and my heart kind of dropped too, because we've all had those moments where, but they're not always in the championship game, where we said you've had 40, 35, whatever games leading up to it, and here you are. And this too, because as a coach, you're always on your kids about, you got your shoes, you got your stuff, and, did they give you a hard time?
I'm not sure they knew. They go to the back of the bus.
Yeah.
And we sit in the front of the bus. So all of my circle knew, and everybody was just howling and laughing at me. But I don't think they knew.
I love it. Well, aside from, making sure to remember your pants, if anybody ever did come to you and say, "Coach Milam, I think I want to be a head coach one day," what piece of advice would you give them?
I'd say you got to surround yourself with good people. I mean, sometimes when the first year I was a head coach, I learned what it meant when people say it's the loneliest job in the world, because you feel every bit of the weight on your shoulder, but you have to get to a point to realize you can't do it by yourself. You've got to have, good people around you, your assistants, your scorekeeper, your clock keeper, those kinds of things, those people who you build relationships with and who want to do well just like you do, and who are good for you and you're good for them. So, it's all on the head coach's shoulders, but it's really a team effort. And you've got to have a good team as a coaching staff, just like you need a good team of players.
Oh, yeah, and that's what it's all about, too. But at times, as a young coach, it takes you time to realize, like, hey, I can delegate and do some things, and because you want to make sure it's done right, too. And until you trust those people, and then hopefully you can keep them, and the people are going to go on and become head coaches. But if you can keep them around longer, it just makes life more enjoyable and a little bit easier. So. Yes. Something I didn't tell you we were going to do was be a little rapid fire. Okay. I told you I wasn't going to stump you, but this is really not going to be that tough. I love to go on these. I love going out of town. I always try to find a place to eat. What's the best place to eat? If somebody was coming out to a game from far away out to Hillgrove, where would you tell them to go eat?
Unwind or Atami for sushi.
Ooh, good one. All right. If you had a pregame hype song, what would it be?
I like Pressure. Queen and David Bowie.
Oh, I like that. Good. Who is the best coach you've ever coached against? Or one of? Or could be just somebody you just love to compete against.
Matt Williams was always very, very good at making adjustments in the game. He coached at North Cobb.
Okay. Go. What's your pregame ritual now?
I go home and I let my dogs out. I usually have to go pick up a pregame meal somewhere. I try to get back here by the start of the JV girls game at 4:30, and I kind of sit and watch that for about the first half, and then I check on the girls and make sure they're getting to where they're supposed to be, and I'll have a little bite to eat somewhere around 3, and then it's pretty much just walking around here and getting my head on. It's already on. Once you get into basketball season, that's all you think about.
Right.
A lot of people don't understand it's all-consuming. So you never stop thinking about things, but you just kind of occupy your mind to pass the time until it is game time. Is what I do.
Oh yeah. Well, and again, I think that's going back to what you said earlier. That's why it does get so lonely sometimes, because you're all in your thoughts. It doesn't matter. There's people. Everybody goes, how can you be lonely when you have all these people around us? Because it's one track. I don't care what anybody says. It's one track, and that's what you think about.
Yeah.
All right. Last one. Who's the best player you ever coached against? There's been a lot of good girls basketball players in Georgia.
When I was an assistant, we played against Maya Moore, Collins Hill. She played for Angie Hembry.
I was at Collins Hill when she was there.
Oh, okay.
When I first started teaching, and she was, yes.
We played them in the semifinals, I think.
That was kind of a rivalry. Y'all met up with them a lot.
We did match up with them. Mm-hmm. Angie Hembry's a good coach.
I love Angie. She was always phenomenal to me when she was there when I took over as softball, and was always great to talk to. Coaching females, is different. So you can go to a baseball coach, but there were times you had to go, I need somebody who knows how they tick, and I love Angie. She was always great to me. Last thing, one of the ideas behind Coach Dooley's list is just trying to help coaches out and hook them up with vendors that people have already used and they trust. So who's a vendor that you would love to shout out to another coaching colleague?
TNT Advertising. They handle, anything that you do to brand your product, your team, your business, whatever. So we could do a lot of our gear through TNT Advertising.
I've got to get them on the website. That's the third time I've heard that today, so I need to get them on there for sure.
Local.
Yes. No, so they're right here.
Part of the community. That company is a family business that's been a part of this community for years.
That's awesome. Yeah, and too, they're going to do what's best. And then again, doesn't mean they're always perfect, but they're going, especially you probably worked with them since school opened.
Yeah.
And they're always just going to do what they can to make it work. So, well, Coach, listen, I appreciate it. Your first one doing this, you said.
Not too bad.
Fantastic. I love it, and I appreciate you, and best of luck this season.
Thank you. I appreciate it.